When I was 19, I met an artist and he drew portrait. He drew everything, he just drew tiny, tiny dots because he believes everything out there is just a combination of tiny dots. I think I was inspired by how he sees the world. My name is Momoka Gomi and I'm a textile designer. In Japan, when we go to primary school, we all need to have a handmade bag. My mum bought me a sewing machine, like a little toy sewing machine. And so she took me to the fabric store and then I picked up the fabric I like. That was the moment because that's, I think, the beginning I started to enjoy working with fabric. My dad is an architect and it was really natural to me that I made a decision to go to art college. I wanted to be a print designer. We all needed to learn how to weave and knit and print as a part of the course. And then I just found really fascinating that the weaving there's nothing at the beginning and you pick up the colors and materials and you create something out of nothing, and how one thread could make something bigger. Instead of being print designer, I started to weave a lot and I started to make a big tapestry. My education in Tokyo gave me lots of idea to be creative and be an artist because it was more like fine art type of education I've got, even though I was in textile design department. I came to Nottingham for my master degree. This city had a history of making something useful. The education I've got in this country was more commercial, let's say, more design orientated. And what I've learned was how to transfer this idea to something people can actually use for their life. England made me realize how much I actually got influenced by my own culture, because you were there, and then when you are there you don't really notice that. You think everything is normal, you think everything is that, this is the way it's supposed to be. But when I moved to here, I just started to realize how much I appreciate Japanese culture and the society. The beauty of everything that Japanese people believe is to take out stuff from designs to make it simpler. But European culture or British culture, it's more like adding culture, and it all matched together somehow. And this is something that's really different from my culture. I prefer people using the fabric for a long time and it get worn out because, as I said, my concept is time passaging. The reason why I'm making something individual is because I believe people will have it for much longer than, buying something from Primark. Fabric has a function as a second skin in a society. It's the same as your skin, you wear the same thing for forever, you don't change your skin. We tend to not appreciate the aging, getting older is never be a cool thing. But at the same time, this is a process that you shaping up yourself and being yourself and knowing about yourself. So that's the idea I always intrigued by. I tried to make a time passaging on fabric. Having my own business pushed myself to go and to meet new people. I've got really surprised by how much people could be so supportive towards my work. It's a really tricky thing to tell people how important to appreciate my time to my work. So that's the differences from me making everything from nothing and buying something from outside was already made, it's on the production, they produce thousands and millions of the same thing. And we don't really know the process, what is actually happening behind the product. I'm really happy that I've got my own way to express myself. I always intrigued by how people react towards time and memory. Every time when I weave something, I just saw the tiny dots, millions of dots, and then I feel like, yeah, this is something that shape you up as a person, as an individual.